Other for me, some our craba Eddie about Bryt Extra. So me di Eddie MCI, but me Kai will say you streaming live. Our Facebook at Bryt TV, YouTube so my Bryt TV. I Facebook to me log in on www.mybryttvonline.com. Now what kind of home ever ho. Me catch all say me guest am didn't brown me was surprise be Emma. Me guest and name didn't about train come on be a ban nyum to mu ewo Ghana enyumu a wa ye bi papa a oguso eye. One of the biggest songs that or released here at the time was related to children. A lot of organizations used to say no Eddie Nyama Bebre and Yemi Obia never bekasa say the ever young noble Nketsiah and I'm no ever chim kobo. People are home. I've asked you this, but I say busa o TV so because in Kofu wo fie hu abeka noble Nketsiah be noble Nketsiah ye nim no 20 years ago or no any ana.
Me kaise me call office be na penu na wo ho no
right
me nim no couple of years enti me chemu office one am say o ma me mfa ho na me nchia no
right
ti me wo office one me na kasa din komo ana employees ni bi eba ewura ho hu mi ana o hwe ne boss enim na obehwe me no say boss abantie ya ono ana minim na and the boss said, which one? Or say, me want primary school. Next I'm say, come on to. Me look you. To say, was be a cockroach. Into come to one. And I've been say, the GDS and yet idea they me control so much.
Right.
Me GDS say I don't care na me dia do me.
Okay.
But Nini so me feel say me hwe me ho so ye enti
then wo show ho so ye dey important na wo ye
oh no be bra me no nsa
okay
me can say nyama we emfa nkoso mba me body no yes me nipadia no me nye ne sa and then I try to do a lot of exercises me didi me obisa me say nnuane lasagna ne pizza ne so nyama me ndibi me too kwan me de kono ne gari she me bag me so what me pay how be I think that it's just about
it's grace
yes
and taking care of yourself
yeah sure
wait one hia no obi akwa ko hu o say enye noble Nketsiah bani
oh kofo kan also o am say nunya ketwa no wa na say you know
because it's surprising.
Yeah.
I mean 20 years now. Okay, you said previously say you shot to fame at the age of 21, right? And to emphasize 20 years down the line. And nyumbe mpana as at that time no obeka say ma wo shoot to fame.
Well, very controversial. I mean, this kind of question I get all the time, but it's very difficult to decide. Because it be kase yesudo. It be so kase cemetery see. It be so say mo frey.
Cemetery unimsua mesua pa.
And they say and oh wow. But we be so say mo frey. It be so kra kase bia amawasembi. So it depends on their wope. Okay. But personally me cry me pen the most popular. So what can I say? But I think say they're shooting it to fame here. I'll say yes you do. But the
recognition.
As in like people accepting say I mean the gentleman is good and he's not I think cemetery because I think we released this album it was about 4 years after me used to done by you know used to done because I was new and I mean I said those times and I was the youngest gospel artist then so most of the people doing gospel were older people and now mama and I say penny for we gospel. Oh, be your life and hip life because honest can be but I may feel baby I think say was to inspire people, to bring light to people. Not necessarily even those times, you know, about being religious, but me pennies and me share from crying because of where I'm coming from. To say that me can and Namisha dear, but you know, because me are very young, you know. Na you be one and no yes and then because me kai say you start say bomenyum on air exactly 1 week na menyum it was #1 on every chart and then songs with like Medono from that Lumba ne Ojenchi Tom and Jerry I mean it was #1 Mechi and those days you don't beat those people on radio and to so when who say obi akola sana mo na akola ketwa bi abana wabebo nyum na or top chart exactly so that's what but to say na me kan you know Sanitiasin was what brought like professionally you know and be accepted say I mean
pacho betumi to sign nyum ne kakra kai refresh their memories
Sanitiasi ajay metima whoa, Nketsiah, Eja, Semeiwa, Frise, Baby, now ya mami, Uba, so many, me boy manu, Mikase, Meiwa.
What boy you?
What
boy you? Now let's come and talk about Imofrey, which I think was one of your biggest songs to me because even after time I knew no ebe hate even till now I hear a lot of NGOs using that song. Say Bia will be your charity and it's like they still use that song. I want to know the inspiration behind that song.
Okay, so most of the, you know, so me trying based on things that evolves around me. No ma me femu, no ma me nim, and no ma me to me testify to say as in me nim say no credit because me who. My experience in this one, that's what I share with you. Say the bay also be young to so say the American no credit. Now also be
idea
exactly.
It exists.
Now if you am scanning.
Okay.
And as a young boy, me kai say you son e be say then na person that oh be some person me doctor, be some person me engineer, be some person me lawyer. You know, all the big things you can. Me come here, I catch him saying come on too, because me mami ni be, me papa so crying, you know,
so there was no clear path.
I mean, there's no how I met to achieve that. But and see, me na because school ni na, me mami born home modern so be mami like the best obe to me to strive. I mean, strive to obe teach yesika na the mami the school. To me, school ni na me yajuma. My mate pay. My shusha pay. My house for aluminium. No, yes, sir. Ye name na dey check plates any those and my ton full pay. And you know on the street, you know, not be kai the first say any ding ni the how ni amani walk on so insisi ni normal baby I will be on the streets, you know. When Nyankopon be a kwan ma me do some pempen so I felt say me so let me aboa the best I can to also help. But there was a moment and I me drive it and I me di ma me be echi na in traffic and about Freddy over 13 years or approaching someone is car and not in such a bag you know we 500 cities one and I think it's 5 pesos. No, 5 pesos.
5 pesos. 50 pesos.
No, 5 pesos. Because 500 cities.
500 cities
and then 5 pesos. There be 50 pesos and 50 pesos. Exactly.
Okay.
So what you say, and 5 pesos. And we yama no na traffic ni movie into corner nim kakra. and no call the say Jina, and a 10-year-old boy. It's by and or Danny's kind of man. Now the can now Uncle Dizzy man, who say, Mammy, this coming, all of his is canny and Edia. And I'm a minute, I'm in your kitchen. No, quite a family coming, me from my friends go away ye a debut from one not tea video one.
Oh my God.
And I am she share in Jina, Miss P. Name taxi driver be a far car no. A far call no to car and then conference a council we now me corona I was just thinking say my men ne kwa kwala na say ni ne ko sense so nka mfisika na ma ketwa no nka sunjue bai nka bia visa ansi but ni nyina nkosi say senka de ni ne bi ba ana say bia obi onimu no nka won hwe say wonnam kwa no so na wa ma no 5 pesos no but kobeka se bia ontena ka no mfa ne nkofie so me you like whose responsibility is it my friend bi o ho anya o mfom so no say o mo kwa ho e bi o ho a o ma me no eja o mo o me no ma me na ba ya na bi o mo ja mo ho no mo ko e bi su kra ma me no wo ho due to circumstances o kwa no so akwala asara nya ne fault no say o ho whose responsibility to give that child no, the support in over here no and I always say the greatest harm I bet my year atia sa won kra no enye se obefa bibi no obo no na so obesra wade na woman no name to deny them the love that they deserve because it's not their fault they are there so every child deserves that kind of me say I don't be na do me and anya me bi ekwama me na bedu sam
because ankamba be
nkame to me abaye amroba nkame to me abaye because who say amroba si omo na nanam drug dealers ni ade omo kitaka they are living good. To feel say, and so your life also to me. It is a survival of the fittest.
Right.
So that was then. That actually inspired me to do this song, and I did that. But the start is project to be the children of the street. Namin Chadi, and we started 2004, and I think we've given more meaningful life to about 26 children.
Wow.
Me no ka say mo be 17 a wolf if you see 26 in the be in penny 4. Ebi no esua at the pan bibisu ewo adwuma bibisu kra school. And you know that's actually what inspired the song. And I feel say yes, I feel say if more of me, there are more people like me who feels the same way like I feel. Ombebuama nkolaye nya baby partner and nessa kidnapping ni akrono die yekumwe ya bui ni nyina sobeti so what you say but me no akoka
we also to me contributing
say me die na me but then said e be ya obi hu me na me hu say obi say makoma omo aduane akọ ato aduane kakra wa fa toilet roll ato we kakra no de akoche omo no kwa I ask myself I now hin ebedi for them.
So you think say like
we need to really
have a sustainable
something because the food is good but it's not enough to give them the life now. Obi edidi sebi obi aja na ya o eden ya obe siesie no ho no is not worth it but to give life to the person means more than just giving the food and those things people. So
now is this also in connection with NGO now?
Yes, exactly.
So that's what you basically do.
Aside from me music, yeah, other things, but I know the personal.
Me put the make say like NGO no. Like
yes, that's what too. We pick these children from the streets and then put them in the home and give them life, just like all other children.
Right. Right. Now let's come. I want to go back a little bit just to understand because you sharing your life story. No, but say me who say, what exactly did you want to do in future?
Right. Maybe honestly, because man done you know say except say the music was in me.
Right.
And then once you have the gift, you know, it will come up. It will definitely develop. But me, I'm person me a doctor. And as we know, na me mommy no health practitioner, like or a pharmacy dispensary technician, or a more conformity. Day in and day out, so who's a doctor for you called almost a stethoscope domucom, not the end of fair. Person may be some bad person or any doctor to say the uncle for my AB. So it was all about be that. And me show me mommy bra or bread need the fast or pay me ne oniska and so or yeah the way to my baby and I wanted to make her happy.
Right.
You know, but it got to a point I realized that you can be very intelligent, but you may not necessarily be what you want to be.
But did you pursue it?
Yeah, I did science in school.
Okay.
Yes, and I was one of the best biology students in my class.
So after senior high school?
After senior high school, you know, during secondary school, I never start to say down and ready. And you know, me school, by the time I'm in school, no be all campus be from teachers to the
now
kitchen. And you know, one and uncle SU. One person ever punish you, they be out there so and you know, it was funny because not every time we are it's just a program being a course school mountain more past year, and it was something that was adored. Maybe we school and we started music group view school name because say that's all. Wow. And there are so many things, but make I say me school no. Now I was like I was saying I was the best biology student in my school, but me exams no. Even subjects I feel say that me sure say I won't pass, but not in physics, not in add maths, but I had B in add maths, I had C in physics. I had A in English. I had chemistry. I had C in chemistry, and I had F in biology, which is supposed to be the best, the one that I'm very good at. And you know, the biologist, I mean, teachers in our school, I want to say be wrongly marked, and I say be a nipa no mark, no abo, and I say I'm saying you call for remarking, and I had master say no. I should just research and do it. And this was my best. I mean, I was E. So it was then I began feeling say maybe that's not my destiny. But every time you so you know, and it was a mystery that most people didn't understand. Now because I said me one time be exchange me so me choir practice me say oh my men anything that me failing and I'm catching say I would rather love to be a first class musician than to be a C class doctor. Wow. To because I change the pen or say eh the person me be menye. So from then I started like man started immediately, but now I was selling. Yes. I was selling and then hoping to see what my life would go until one day be me whole idea Morris baby face. Oh check me feel no what say me to you say now what says that when they say no they na the tone fools comfort the and neighbor down for crowd the bar between to dimachina and studio na me record like a joke na me be dinachi in exactly 11 days we have recorded an album. Wow. Exactly a week after, like I said before, no, now it may sign a new contract for my song to be started on air. Exactly 1 month, my song was number 1 on. So it was just a space of 1 month. Wow. My destiny changed for me. So
you accelerated from a full
just like that. I mean, there was Nketsiah that time, no. Now watch be we feature hope and me pepper. I feel all of a sudden yes, you know. And everything became so
it all happened very fast.
For
it's
me.
Not something that when
I didn't plan for it. Not at all. It was just boom like that, and nobody expected it. Wow. And you know, I mean, but by grace, God sustained me. And then most importantly is that you should be humble in all ways and at all times to understand where you're coming from. Now, maybe I walk
but would you say so as at the time now? That's our time no so na Esther Smith.
Yeah, I mean actually me Esther Smith mean bad. They say I'm a boy hima. Esther Smith me kai Susie and Matt, a couple of them, Jen and Dennis. Some they know me painful. Okay, they know me painful. Me kai say me call daughters more lunching top cassette those times na cassette koto cassette o krama Cynthia so me nsem no ka che me say nyambe hia me pa nyambe me kese little did I know say in some few months to come me so me be release ama say abeto me there you know, so that's how God works. But that also to say it doesn't matter baby awufri emfa ho ne fi awufrim and emfa ho ne de nipa susu fa ho kwa me kai say me those times na me neighborhood grow bia kwa family nya hwe me ko na me madam me ko na me to for zero mo sere me you know, but God was able to change my destiny,
right?
You know, in a short space of time.
Of 1 month.
And then one more na me kai do some girls na mo family nya hwe ho nya after all of us and me feel no di agro.
Oh na say me ba no.
Well, how me feel no di agro. So what you say. So that's how it is.
Oh na say me ba no. Let's look at this, right? As at the time now was on, I mean, I've spoken to some gospel musicians, even during that time, they used to talk about sexual harassment. And even now, we still hear it. Now, me say when it comes to the men, and in the gospel industry, because that's what we are, you need more for. I mean, outside gospel, obviously, so you're fine, Teja. Man, they don't know how I dream, but
one awoka.
Between you and I,
one awoka was a sir.
So let's look at that. Do men also get sexually harassed in the career path of music, especially the gospel musicians?
It depends. It depends. Me knew how Obabe sexual harassment. Just opa na ope. Umpe. Because minjini so Obabe abetumi abehyew me so as a bema say oh dem kra me pew me you see
here na wo pe contract bi ono so no da no a kire say me pew.
So it's a choice you make,
right?
Job contract and enko.
Okay. And
I say do it and take the contract. Others won't force me say me for contract no. On to me for contract in share me chinchina.
Right.
Unlike say you know say bema say be your only business be no oba bia ba no say one mama me no one da me marriage and the lady has the choice, but just because the person is vulnerable,
right? You
know, but bema you can't say bema with the bema. So I don't see how that happens. However, so what a temptation there, and you met wasi. So like a man can be tempted.
But did you get such proposals during the peak?
It happens. I mean, rampantly, you know, and it's not just because Bema, but it comes with a gift. Okay. When you have, so who actually to say there's a tendency say right. And the more better you are and the more adorable you become, the more people adore you. Right. So it's very normal for them, but it all boils down to the person, how principled you are and what you how you take good care of yourself to say no to certain things and all. But apart from that, whatever you see in life, it's normal. It's nothing that has never happened before. Right. But like I said, it all depends on you. It all depends on
you. Say
yeah, sure.
Now we decide. Okay. Now let's come to for some period, especially in the music scene. Okay. We were not hearing from you. Noble, we know the name, but then yes, you say about Noble. Apart from say what in Yom for Fraban, we will associate you to some of the hit songs about 20 years ago. What happened within that period?
So I was talking to you about the project.
Right.
Now, music in here, it needs more attention. To be relevant in the industry, you have to be very active, right. Extremely active. To be, especially in these days where, you know, those days there were few radio stations. There was no social media,
right.
And so everything was radio and television, and there were few of them. It's very but now with social media, you need to be very active. You have to be here. You have to be there. On TV, they don't have much time to listen to radio. Right. Everybody is on their phone at the end. You know, it was taking much of the time.
Right.
And now, mama, call the project in there in Kolana, but they all and also soon here ne adaje so what you say. So at a point I felt say, you know, so I have to sacrifice one. But then I have been in the scene, I've done a bit, so, you know, I felt say, okay, this is something I was starting fresh, or that needs to more stabilize. Right. So I have to go a bit dormant and just be in. But the industry is also such that when you call dormant, when you are coming back, it's always difficult. It's very difficult.
Yes, you know, we know that now you are back with the latest one that you have, which I personally love, But then no, I'm trying to understand. Say, do you think say a will be penetrating system? Looking at the new things we have now, i.e., social media ways of promoting near the
Okay, so first of all, Obiawo ni reasons or motives for doing what they do.
Right.
And I have my own vision, and Mejidi said, for now, I don't necessarily need the fame or to be extremely popular for whatever I do. I wish, and it's my greatest desire, say my song will be played for people to hear, and a lot of people will be inspired and will be blessed by the song. Right. If people are listening to my song and they are actually listening to the song and not even paying attention to me, I'm okay with that. Because I don't need the fame now. Okay. I'll be more blessed and I'll be more happier to know, say, my song is going everywhere and people are sharing my music, people are suggesting my song to others for them to know. And people are singing my song and being blessed with it. Right. More than them knowing me more. However, it goes with hand in hand with this. So you can't help it. So you have to be more relevant. People have to see you being active doing this. So the team I'm working with, you know, are doing the best they can to get in, because I'm much more into personal, doing my personal stuff than the song. Because the reason I'm into Jai and is a gift God gave to me. It's a responsibility I have to share with the world. My purpose has not been fulfilled, so I have to do it. But then you have to find people to take care of those things. To me, the answer is producing as much as I can, but get people to do the promotion. So that in terms of the administration working in, which I'm working on it to get people to do that, and then try make me as relevant as I can. To give people content. Because
I know terrain is more shipao. So being relevant and well, obviously for people like you, because the name is already there.
Yes.
But you just have to refresh the memories of people. For them to know, say, oh, no, Nketsiah, you know, because the name.
So my work now is to get people like you know, those people that were born from 2000 downwards, you know, knows who Noble Nketsiah is, and they know my music. It is those that were born from 2000 coming upwards, you know. But the face behind the song. So if I have work to do, it's just getting the now generation to know who Noble Nketsiah is. And I say, I don't necessarily want them to know who Noble Nketsiah is, but to know to get the songs, so that they will continually be blessed with my songs as best as I can. So the work now we are doing is just to bridge that gap for them to get the songs everywhere for them, especially for the young ones that are coming.
And it wouldn't be that difficult, because if they even get tuned to the new ones,
this and that.
History, so
what you say. So it all boils down to the favor of God and God giving you the grace to be able to do that. And to say the and then number 4 very exuberant, yeah, very, very hyper. May share social media doing one TikTok, and I don't have the time to do all those things.
Right.
And say, obi for yeah, me I am a fake. But me means I had the best, and then I mean, energy that you need to be always but right. You have to do it anyway. So we will do the best we can, and then hope say na kopon so beto ni shira pa
eguso na afa. Me no bo Nketsiah Nketsiah nkomo no yenko na yenko tie some of ne nyoma what the Bryt in 20 years ago. Nti wo hwe me na unam 15, 19 no. Let's take you back. Let's refresh your memory. Then when we come back, we'll talk about the latest one he has now, which he calls Meyonko. For me, some of our Bryt TV. So many noble Nketsiah and I train common. Now, before I ever call, now we were talking about social media trends and how you plan to penetrate the market, which you've answered beautifully. But to say no, some of the questions that people are asking is that they've had speculations that we are one musician now, a year na 77 previous manusi sumina so a year homosexuals
come straight.
Almost say Yana, you get people approaching you, especially one more homosexuals, gays to be precise. You get them approaching you a lot. Is that true?
Now, the a lot is where I have a problem with.
Okay.
But let me ask you a question.
Right.
If you say social media, one say homosexual phobia whom be approaching me. So, I mean, in your candid opinion,
right?
Do you think a bear one say social you're from
homosexuals?
Yes.
Right. Oh, Debbie. So
exactly. So right. But a lot is where I have a problem with. You know, people carry messages and add up and make it
out of context.
Yes, and take it out of context.
Right.
I mean, these are things that are it's not extraordinary. Any ordinary thing be say. But like I said, it all depends on you, the individual.
Right.
If you're not, there's no way. I mean, they can have their way with me because I hate it.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I hate
you
them.
You are not for it.
I'm not for it.
I think hate is a strong word.
Yeah, right. I'm not for it.
Right.
So that's what it is. But for people to see me, you can't control that one.
What people feel.
Yeah, what people feel and what they see you and perceive you to be and whatever it is.
But usually, no, Ayana, let me just ask you this funny question. Ayana, when you get that approach, when you go home, do you think about it? Say, Nadia na Branti, do you think about it?
For a person like me,
right,
and for how far I've come, it doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
And yeah, dear, I am a woman. Because woman, I'm not different person to them.
Right.
Okay. The only thing is that me worry is how they find me attractive.
Exactly. Do you worry about that?
I'm not worried for Dave. I'm worried for them for not finding anything attractive. We have beautiful women around, and you want to see what is with me that is attractive, to a man. If a woman finds me attractive, then I can say that's okay. But for a man to find me attractive, personally, I don't know what is with a man to a man.
Say that the number can ask them say. But
I think that well, so you fancy what. Me minimum dear, me name dear what a woman who bema to a bema, a bear attractive, and a beman no quando so.
Maybe I will casa when Nancy only
a bema, no matter how or Nanti. Me
honam
ding, or the baby. It's so coming to so bad. So what you say, but whatever it is, and I guess it's an issue that needs to be dealt with. To say you don't to say me pen will be paid.
Right.
But if I'm asked personally, I will say that it's something that it has to be dealt with. Not to offend anybody, but from where I'm coming from, I don't mean who as right for it to be encouraged, to accepted in, yes. Say how did he put it? Preference in idea. Say obia preference na ena obia pa enka nyama besisi we nkran enye conducive ma wo ankasa kwa mo ntumi ntinam obi preference ne say what wa na ho na hia wo so fasika na odo wo na oku entin say obi so kasa no so preference nti e ma no kwan ma ne nyesa what kind of world are we going to obi wo ho a otiwa minimum obi a o ho na say wanko obi ade a na ne ho titi no oh, like chrono ye and obi addictive to stealing, you know, obi wo ho anyama basa bi ono so beka say no so the preference no the ono so pen no but yes, but we cannot accept all things because you desire it.
Right.
It's if sa na tie dia enka nyoma nkofo be desire no wo asase we so no enka yentumi ntine mma ye ho ntoye.
Na say social media trend bi amehu ye abrantie bi so waware rice cooker.
Ono we be say no say ono so feel no into rice cooker no na be den ebe ware no
waware rice cooker no. Did you guys see it on social media?
And you know we no who say nye dambo.
Speak for yourself.
Debbie. What is, let's call a spade a spade.
Right.
Rice cooker there. Then what we worry rice cooker.
Worry rice cooker shane gown.
Into when psychologists be meaning na kasi ahwehwe na adwene say bibia de na akwan mu to me tea ba ko bia me tea so obi say ono no hunu so oya aboa
enti why surgery na waseka enti various forms
enti ye ma ho kwa ma obi yes adia what is going to happen?
Well, elsewhere, I'm so elsewhere in other countries, no.
And say, near other country. My money wanted yes,
some mind, most of course, I could so cobobusia.
And there's a paramour, common from my and home will be at home. Some best rather than some family, a bit much in June.
Baby.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's come talk about the latest project I would about Ayemi Yonko, which is quite different from Enyuma Wayenina. Looking at the rhythm, the ambience, and as I say, I said the live production is sort of a thing now for gospel musicians because I've listened to a few gospel majority in a live production and one more year. But what really inspired that when you me Yonko Yawodia?
Okay, so Kaneno.
Right.
Before those people like Esther Namicha Moni, Mekumone, they had a feel of doing the live, which you prefer not change the studio works, you know, because live helps you to be more expressive. It helps you to bring out the very best in you. Honestly, yes, everything. You know, say, I mean, because the studio no makes it so edited. I say so it doesn't bring the flow, but the live helps you to be very
expressive.
Libra and expressive. Right. What you say. Until we have always wanted it that way, but because now you get the best effects out of the live in those times, you know. Until now we had to do with the studio, you know.
Right.
But now there are more technical things that has been. Things are changing, and we are getting there as we're getting the best we want to get out from the life, you know. In those times, that they also had the Boga life, and they were playing live things, but it became more expensive if you want to do those. And I said you have to travel outside the country to go and do all that. And you know. And they are see it will always be the option for us.
Okay.
Then I think that's the way forward for us.
Now when you me young kono, again assemble mpa na wo ma wo pese wo mo a wo mu betie sa anyum no wo mo fefe.
So me can say me no me free a city in Germany called Essen. Na me call Paris. Na was me call Paris sadano because the next day say if I'm not there now I will lose a lot. Enti me do airport no. Unfortunately na me now yes ya close boarding gate no. Enti me gina ho na me dwene say se me san ko back pa na me say we ni dey e be hardwin. Enti me wona na bibi come na me ko gina corner baby say na me say Jesus there be any sakwa me say when na me say Jesus say maybe wo ho pa me here say obey miracle pa wo me bra mu a and me pa na me here say obey sad because at all costs I have to be in Paris. Me go so make kasa say me bomb pa no ma no kra nsi meti say audio you know what you no me say
to Paris
Noble Mr. Noble Nketsiah, can you please
make your way
to the boarding gate? To me do na say from saying hostess ni bi are more prepared to ba kita phone and also be person make asa. To me on the phone mama say na me di me car me try say me reach or na me ye nyina na omo hwe me wo cameras ni mu. Tem say fly you can say airline no ni manager no ohumi wo ye fe ni say camera ni say I was panting na me person me go need me desperation ni my frustrated ni na wo hwe ti me no say I saw you and the moment I saw you I felt say me ma they should reopen the boarding gate. Asama me came obi o tu campaign and bet me atiase because abrofo dey we make say ya close boarding gate wo papa ne akufa dokura na yemu bi. But for them to do that, to open and waste almost like 30 minutes
waiting for one person
for me to get on the flight, and also aviation laws, like every minute you spend there is a lot of money. To so plane be see ho or dinner hona or chance passenger be be are not can for it, and for them to waste all that money just for me, if it's not God, it's not any. So I felt that moment. Me need Jesus kasa enam no and now I someone and it made me feel how faithful he is.
Right.
And pain I don't go feel say he's just a story, he's just a myth, as they are saying and all that. But looking at my life, I don't need somebody to tell me that he's a story, but I know say he's real. Yes. So because now playing, when I finally me bought me seat belt now me.
Yes,
I know say me who cry he cry playing. Go abo phone kwa na tia camera bibi ni wenti.
Bibi ni wait.
Wenti na ya wasting your time wo ha no. You know, but it only takes Jesus.
Right.
And it takes God for you to see such a miracle in your life. Intimately, that's the song that actually dropped into me. As we took off na ekono, I was singing this song in my head, and you know, it brings out the truth about who Christ is, the revelation of giving him that recognition for people to know, say he still lives,
right,
and he's real, and then if you what don't bono now we need often so young
right.
Or you do him more that.
Because there's one favorite line of mine in the song, say me young kwa or pim pim.
Like it says, oh yeah, me young kumu and pim pim. He's thousands of friends to me.
Right.
Now you can have 100 friends of so much riches, but Jesus does more than all those people can do for you in your life. And even so, you might have people with so much money, but when you need, they might disappoint you.
Right.
But Jesus never fails. When you're true you are true to him as a friend. He's always there for you and he always comes true for you. Until I am yonkum, mpempem, emamikra. That's what he's a thousands of friends to my soul. Yes.
Can you just sing that verse before we wrap
up? Jesus mo. Oyema dinina. Oyemi shanshamana perimu mamikra. Yay. Onse sanko seriyeta. Oyema dinina. Oyemi yonkum pim mamikra.
Hey, no.
Oyema chichirira. Oyemi intentionally innocent. Memfama senina antonedo. Oyema musa masukoko. Anoperim shem. Oyemi yonkum pim mamikra.
Oh, you're Fantiniana?
Yeah, I'm from Winneba.
It's yes, would do it. Need an amateur fountain.
Now, me grab me too. I am the frap. Because I am here. Say me kakuma say yes. I'm saying
but this is the latest one from Noble Nketsiah. You share digital platforms, being
yes.
And
so on all the social media handles,
right.
Sorry, all the digital platforms, so you can get the album. It's actually a EP, a EP with 6 tracks on it. It's called The Christ. So you look for Noble Nketsiah, The Christ. Mimi Nketsiah no. You spell it Nketsiah. Do not spell TIA. You're correct, but Mimi no, yeah, different. As Bonofo will be. Fantifo will be, Asantifo will be, na I before Susu will be. Meme dear no, fancy. Aha. Enti, Nketsiah. So Noble Nketsiah _official on Instagram. Same as in TikTok.
TikTok no.
Nanya na mutete miu. Nanya na mutete kwadakwahwe. And then Noble Nketsiah on Facebook, right. And then Noble Nketsiah Ministries on YouTube, and then Noble _Nketsiah on Twitter.
Okay. So and digital platforms, you call Apple Music.
Yes, Apple, Boomplay, Audio Max, Denver, Spotify. They can you get my songs. And then I also encourage, and unlike these days, those times, because you have a limited time to promote your music. Yeah, you promote albums now. Where I know me and Sabina, you promote. But then when you have time to listen to the other songs on the album, you'll be so much blessed. And to me, sometimes some of the songs that we you choose to play, may necessarily be just for the people, because easy to learn or easy to
attention to the
yes,
to the main
but there
project.
Are songs, there are deep songs, there are songs that may be a blessing to you if you listen to them. So, I encourage them, they should look out for the album from Yes to Door, from Jimmy to My Vision, You Are the Reason, and I Am Noble. They should have time. And should have time. Check all these albums on the social media platforms, and I promise them
they will not regret.
They will come back and give me a testimony.
Amen. And yeah, Mr. Ubamodiana will call all the digital platforms now. Just don't look for one song. Listen to the whole album, because send your D can kind. Maybe we have fine number album so now you promote ama when you know attention to listen to the full album, which has songs that can be a blessing to your life. No, but major wa mawako. Because come where they we do it so at
and some of those
and see we'll find out ways to fans na minja ho ma.
Dear Meka say adie nyina nyameni hene.
Right.
Yentumi nye bibia enkwete no. Media na meka say obepa wiase ahonya de. Obetumi awo wiase nyama nyina. Basa nyame nka obra ho a obibi oyibia endimu. Enti na adie nyina me yemfa ye ho nto nyame so. Ne yenka hu se tibie nyinara mu no. Ono enyame obetumi aye. Amen.
Amen. Noble Nketsiah asema wodi jaye kwan no but yenko minya ho sa ma wonko yenko na yenko tie the latest one or the aba or friend no me yonko unsu kona ko TV and do well to subscribe to the YouTube channel to say Noble so or TikTok and to kona ko follow no TikTok one and share videos over so onya that TikTok the one video ha yen fi wo
ende minim pa
enti ene momo de ana me pese me hu sa obeye kidi die shut up and so over to me akotwa. Anyway, let's go check out the latest one from Noble Nketsiah, our friend, Meyonko.